Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
Belief about
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
You looking at my baby?
No, I ain't looking at him. No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Next time we come outside, don't be staring and shit like that. I don't like that.
I wasn't looking at him.
All right, let's talk some boxing. Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia seemed like it may be coming to, how can I say it, coming to truth. I think in the summer they're talking about, but first talk about Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford. It's a fight that I heard is very, very close. Well, I ain't gonna say it's very close. I think it's close, but I heard that the negotiations are going rather smooth. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. I wouldn't call it a mega fight. I wouldn't call it a super fight when you look at Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford. Some people say, well, you know, Terence Crawford need a name on his resume at welterweight. My whole thing is, when Mayweather moved from 30 to 35, 35 to 40, who did he beat at 35? He struggled with Castillo. They didn't say that. You know, he beat, Arturo Gatti at 140, went up for Carlos Baldomir, Zab Judah. And Zab was just coming off a loss to Carlos Baldomir. He fought Baltimore then Zab. But nobody really questioned, oh man, what did Mayweather do to deserve an Oscar De La Hoya fight at 54? The new barriers, and I got my AB shirt on. Shout out to Cincinnati. Shout out to AB fight. I think he fight this weekend, right? So shout out to AB, man. But they just throw these barriers up because Errol Spence. Now, if Errol Spence didn't exist in the welterweight division, he was a junior middleweight or middleweight. But was at welterweight, they wouldn't have no issues about it. All right, but everybody's doing barriers because they know how good Terence Crawford is, and everybody gonna be rooting for Shawn Porter after going against the grain on Shawn Porter, saying he lost to Ugas, and some people believe that. Some people saying he lost to some people saying he lost to Earl. I think he did lose to Earl. Obviously, he lost to Earl, but it was a close fight. But some people saying he lost to Danny Garcia. I think Shawn Porter a good fighter, and can you make a comparison to anybody that Terence fought like Shawn Porter? I'd probably say Jeff Horn. As far as his strength, how rugged and dirty and nasty Jeff Horn can get. And I like my fighters dirty and nasty and rugged. I like my fighters like Andre Ward. I like my fighters like Bernard Hopkins. I like my fighters like James Toney. I like my fighters like Nate Campbell. I like them dirty and nasty. It's a dirty and nasty sport. Floyd can get dirty and nasty. So, I would say, comparison, I don't think Jeff Horn has the athleticism, but I do think he got the chin. I think he's physically bigger than Shawn. But he one of those rugged, and if Crawford emulate or come close to that performance he did versus Jeff Horn on Shawn Porter, I don't think people gonna want to fight him for real. If he can destroy Shawn Porter like he did Jeff Horn, he took away everything Jeff Horn had. He closed the distance on Jeff Horn. And that's the biggest thing. He was able to push Jeff Horn backwards. And if he's able to push Shawn backwards and control Shawn, however it is at the end of his punches, is in it. If it's from the long range, if it's from close range, if it's from up close, he's going to be able to dominate Shawn. If he's able to dictate real estate. And also if he's able to, hit and don't get hit from, it's a lot of ways he can beat Shawn. There's some couple ways that Shawn can beat him, But if he's able to bully Shawn the way he did Jeff Horn, he's not going to get none of the fights that he's looking for. If he look vulnerable, look old versus Shawn Porter, I think he get the fights he looking for. But styles make fights. And if Terence Crawford can keep dominating pressure fighters like Shawn, Felix Diaz pressured him, Jeff Horn, if you can continue to dominate those fighters, and I think people going to say that he great versus pressure fighters. He outboxed a couple good boxers. At one point, Delorme is supposed to be the next great thing coming off Puerto Rico. Coming out the great Puerto Rico, Phoenix Trinidad, Alfredo Benitez, Miguel Cotto was supposed to be Thomas Delorme, but also Christopher Diaz didn't really hack it. But a couple guys he outboxed. Ray Beltran was a solid boxer. He kind of got him. Outboxed Ricky Burns. Outboxed Victor Postal, and people. And there was some talks if with the Shawn Porter fight don't jump like a car battery, that he could move up and fight the winner between Teixeira and Castanos. And people say, well, he had to change his style. I'm like, I agree. If he can fight the fight that he fought versus Victor Postal, he got a chance versus anybody. That's use angles, and people don't understand Crawford can punch, without planting his feet. You know, Mayweather could do it. There's a lot of great fighters that can punch. You got some guys that got to be planted to punch, but you got some dudes that ain't got to be set. You know, Mayweather, Terence Crawford. I mean, it's a lot of fighters that can just generate power just naturally. I mean, I'm pretty sure Shavers and Norton and George Foreman can do it, but they wasn't too much, especially Foreman. He wasn't much of a mover. Deontay Wilder, he's shown that he can generate power while moving. So you got guys, you know, that can just, it ain't even necessarily being heavy-handed. It's really just, you know, a lot of times that's just God given. You able to generate power while pivoting and moving. And Mayweather was great at doing that in the lower weight classes. When he moved up, about hand injuries, and he was more about planting, you know. But I think he still can move and pivot and generate power. Look at Diego Corrales fight. But, you know, Shawn is a greater athlete than Jeff Horn. But the problem with Shawn is you don't know what you're getting. Shawn fighting an opponent up here, Shawn gonna fight up there. If he fight an opponent down here, Shawn fight up and down to his opposition. So I'm pretty sure he gonna get Demetrius Andrade to spar with him as he get ready for Liam Williams. Depending on when they fight, I heard they gonna fight with a fan base. So hopefully I can make it out there. If I can, it is what it is, man. But yeah, I heard they gonna fight somewhere where they have fans. But I heard the negotiations going smooth. Like I said the other day, Shawn wanted $5 million, but it'll take $3 million. So you know that is what it is. I think it's gonna be a good fight. And you know I'm rolling with Bud, but I like Shawn a lot. Cause Shawn fight everybody. I think Shawn should go in the Hall of Fame, just based off his want to fight everybody in this era. You know, once he fight Bud, win, lose, draw, he fought Kell, he fought Keith, he fought who else? Danny, Devin Alexander when he was champion after he beat Randall Bailey, Arrow. I mean, he fought a lot of guys, man. Paula Malignaggi steamrolled him. I think that's when Broner couldn't, or after he lost to Broner. So, you know, he beat Broner too. So, you know, great fighter. People say, well, Broner knocked him down. Well, to be honest, Broner had an advantage because they was fighting the catchweight. Shawn was a dude that fought as high as light heavyweight. Okay. But, moving on. You got, you got Mikey Garcia and, Manny Pacquiao. So, the rumors that we heard, 2 years ago before the pandemic, are coming true. That Manny Pacquiao is going to be able to get that, Mikey going to be able to get that Pacquiao fight. Had Pacquiao informed the WBA that he was fighting Mikey Garcia, he would have been able to keep his belt. Now, Pacquiao lost his belt, and what Mikey Garcia fighting for? Nothing. You know, he trying to be, what, a 30? I think he started off at 30, 35, 40, 47. 30, 35, 40. 4-division champion. You know, I think Mikey started off at 30 or 26. I don't know. He's going to be a 4 or 5 division world champion. And that's not going to happen with Manny Pacquiao. You know, I think he should be trying to fight where Dennis Ugas. That's a more winnable fight. And then Earl and Terence got to see you if you win that fight, or Shawn Porter if you do win. But, you know, personally, I have no interest in Mikey and Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao saying it's going to be a legacy fight. And people say, there's no way it's going to be Mikey Garcia for Pacquiao. He says it's going to be a legacy fight. Do you understand? Manny Pacquiao got the moniker, the Mexicutioner. Not the executioner, the Mexican executioner, the Mexicutioner. So it's always great when Manny Pacquiao fight Morales, the Barreras, you know, guys like that. Juan Marquez, motherfuckers fought like 20 times. You know, and every time it was a great fight. You know, kind of controversial, but so he went on and fought. You want to say Jesse Vargas, a Mexican-American. You know, he went on to fight a lot of Mexicans, and I'm probably not saying all of them. But that's what Pacquiao known for doing. You know, he lost the first Morales fight, and they say they drained Morales the second time. They fought the third time. You know, Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. We can't take that away from him. But I think Mikey will be immortalized not only in Mexican-American history, but in Mexican history if he can retire Manny Pacquiao. So they'll love him for that. And, you know, if Manny Pacquiao was a regular welterweight that brought what Ugas brought to the table, or brought what, you know, I don't know who else out there, brought what Danny brought to the table because he ducked Danny. He brought Shawn what Shawn brought to the table, and that wasn't in a high 6-figure, high 7-figure payday, high 8-figure payday. You know, he wouldn't fight them dudes. He only fight Manny Pacquiao because of the money, because there's not a belt involved. So he fight Manny because of the money. I can't knock it. But, you know, And who I'm pulling for in that fight? Nobody. I really don't care. Mikey Garcia, I'm still pissed off him for moving up fighting Errol Spence when he could have fought fucking Vasily Lomachenko, became a legend, which he would have beat Lomachenko. But it's sad when we got more confidence in the fighters than they got in themselves. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I really don't care who win the fight. As far as Shawn and Terence, I hope it's a great fight. You know, Mikey and Manny Pacquiao are going to be on pay-per-view. So, I mean, I'm going to do that other thing other than pay for it. But it was so happen to be in Ohio or Indianapolis. I know it's not going to be in Pennsylvania. I would go to it, or even Wisconsin. But we know it's probably going to be out of this country, Mexico. I'm going to say Mexico, but Las Vegas, Texas. Probably going to be somewhere in there, Florida. But hey, let me know what you guys think about the video. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. All my social media links description. Fast way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. All my social media links description. Fast way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. Once again, we also got a Facebook group too. So I meant to say, want to make a financial donation. Cash App CJ Good 313. That's your description. PayPal link description. Best way to donate. Share the video. Appreciate the love, support. One time for one time again.